Hello and welcome along to another CrowdProperty.com funding opportunity. Today we're going to return to the project at 2 to 8 Churchgate in Stockport, SK1 1YA, and this is the Phase 4 launch. Now, CrowdProperty is a peer-to-peer lending platform designed to facilitate loans between private individuals and professional property businesses. CrowdProperty is authorised and regulated by the Financial Conduct Authority under permission number 723959. CrowdProperty is not covered by the Financial Services Compensation Scheme. There are risks with any loan you make, and just like all peer-to-peer lending, your capital is at risk. CrowdProperty endeavours to protect your lenders. This is done by registering the legal first charge against the property project. This means that in the very unlikely event a borrower defaults on the loan, CrowdProperty will be able to take ownership of the project and manage it for the lenders. Now, the manager of operations on this project is Kevin Patrick. He's well known to us here at CrowdProperty. I'm delighted to say that he joins us on this webinar. Kevin, start off by telling us a little bit more about you and your background.
I'm a qualified civil engineer, been doing this for nearly 46 years now. Worked in mainly residential, but I've done some commercial and industrial works as well, mainly in the UK residential market, but have worked over in Norway in the oil and gas industry.
And the borrowers on this project are Churchgate ACA. Their company number is 122-51974. Tell us a little bit more about the directors of this company, please, Kevin.
Colin Gorman is my business partner of a few other projects, but Colin has joined up with Dave Simonson and Richard Simmons of Astute Capital for this project, and they have formed Churchgate ACA.
And between them, they've got quite a lot of background, haven't they, in the finance industry. Dave has got over 30 years there, and Richard Simmons has similarly got 15 years in real estate development. So that's the team behind this particular project. Let's talk about this project. It's phase 4 of an estimated 6-phase raise, where CrowdProperty has agreed a total facility of £2.375 million. That's to develop this site in Stockport, just outside of Manchester. Phase 1 to 3 raises totalled £929,000, with the monies utilised towards the purchase of the site and the initial works. The loan started back on the 4th of December 2019. It was then for a term of 18 months. This phase 4 raise is for £500,000 and will merge into the loan facility. Interest is going to be rolled up and the monies will be submitted to the developer following the Q4 independent monitoring surveyor's reports. All lenders will receive interest equivalent to 8% per annum, and this phase 4 lender's term is going to be approximately 10 months. The borrower is very well known to CrowdProperty. There's 3 other projects now being funded at Cheadlehume, Stretford and Stockport, all within the Manchester area. Now, this project then is in the town of Stockport. Tell us a little bit more about the local area, please, Kevin.
It's actually located in the centre of Stockport, right opposite the church, hence why it's called Churchgate. It's a conservation area and there's a lot of work going on within Stockport. Stockport Metropolitan Borough Council have dedicated a lot of funds to upgrading the area. There's a lot of work going on, and obviously our project is one of them, but the sales are very good. We have 11 reserved and there's another 7 where there's very, very strong interest on them.
Their planning permission has been granted by Stockport Metropolitan Borough Council. Their planning reference is DC/070503, where permission has been granted for the demolition of the existing buildings and building of new 24 apartments over 3 stories facing onto Churchgate and a lower 3-storey section facing onto Harvey Street. The development is about 16,813 square feet. Once the development is completed, the property is going to give 24 2- and 3-bed dwellings. The exit strategy is that the individual units will be sold on completion of the works. Initial marketing has commenced, and we've been advised that 11 of the apartments have now been reserved on this project. Here's the location plan for you. On the left-hand side, you can see where SK1 1YA is located in Stockport and just outside of Manchester. On the right-hand side, you can see that it's fronting onto two separate roads, and all that will be explained in the coming slides. So a little bit more then about the location. Based in the great underbank area of the town, that's close to various bars, restaurants and shopping. There's 1,000 plus years of Anglo-Saxon history in the town. It's home to the remains of a medieval town wall, which is about a minute walk from the site. The Stockport itself has local amenities, large shopping centres and all those kinds of things that you would imagine. And it is based in a predominantly commercial area. On the right-hand side, we've got the floor plans showing how the new buildings are going to be looking. And we'll go into a little bit more detail as to what exactly is being built on the next three slides. So first of all, let's start off with this one then, please, Kevin.
If you look at the diagram on the right of the slide, it's essentially two blocks of apartments. It's the lower block, which you see on the very right of the slide, which is fronting onto Harvey Street. It's then connected by an atrium area, an open atrium area, which has two staircores in there. And then the block to the left, which is the other block, which fronts onto Churchgate, where you see the cars noted there as well. Underneath that block to the left is what's classed as the lower basement area, but essentially it's the level that goes out onto Harvey Street. That area that's shown in white is for bike stores and bin stores, etc.
On this particular slide, it's showing there's a mix of two bedrooms, various room sizes and differing valuations rated from 135,000 through to 145,000. On the next level of flats, again, a mix of 2 and 3 beds. And what can you tell us about this?
If you look up to the block to the left on the slide, the 3-bedroom ones are the ones that's got the mezzanine floor in the roof that you see there. So they're the actual 3-bed apartments.
And those are over levels 2 and 3. And then we've got other apartments here, again, a mix of 2 and 3 beds, some of them split level, as you can see on the left-hand side there, with a variety of sizes, but some of them actually quite big, aren't they?
Yes, there's quite a good size to the majority of the apartments. The other one I should point out as well, if you look to the block to the right on the roof there, there's a communal open sort of rooftop area that overlooks the town, where all the residents have the facility to go and sit out and enjoy the views over Stockport.
Now, the total gross development value with vacant possession is £3.84 million, and this project is forecast to generate £625,000 profit once the units are sold. And remember, 11 apartments have been reserved by Help to Buy purchasers on this particular project. We've got some computer-generated images to share. This is a mix, isn't it, Kevin, of both nighttime views and daytime ones. Talk us through what the artist's design is here.
The first slide, top left, is taken from the church across the road, and it illustrates the front elevation coming out onto Churchgate, which is basically reciprocated on the slide on the right, top right, which shows the upper block of apartments, which is 12 number. Bottom left-hand slide actually shows how it's a sloping site going down Rostron Brow. You can see the upper block to the left and then the lower block to the right. And then the bottom right-hand slide is an image from the rear, from Harvey Street, looking at the rear of the development, and you can clearly see the rooftop terrace that I was mentioning earlier.
Now, the independent monitoring surveyor has visited the site. They've been there monthly. The latest inspection was done on the 31st of July. Tell us what they found here, Kevin.
In the photographs that you can see there on that slide, it's the lower basement slab being constructed on the Churchgate block side, and you can see there's quite a lot of steel work gone in there. In fact, there's 30 ton of reinforcement steel gone in the bottom of that slab, and there's also retaining walls being constructed away from that slab, which is currently the work that's ongoing today as we speak.
Now, on their report, they've shown that the existing building has now been demolished, sinking of the new foundations, the drainage is going in as well. There's currently an overspend of £7,270. That's from the initial contract sum of just over £2 million. That's going to be covered by the borrower. The groundworks on the level 1 floor will be complete by mid-September in readiness for the arrival and building of the steel frame. and planning conditions have been addressed, and the building control has also been to site to inspect those foundations too. So things progressing. Are you quite happy with progress, Kevin?
Things are progressing well, as noted on your slide. Building control have been to site and are happy with all works that's currently underway, and we also have a warranty provider who is checking as well alongside that.
And we talked earlier about 11 of these apartments now being reserved. Are you happy with the progress, and when do you think the others are likely to be sold to?
Yes, I was talking to the sales agent yesterday. As you've noted, there's 11 reserved, but he's pretty confident that he has exceptionally strong interest on another 7, which he's hoping to get over the line very shortly.
Now, I've got a couple of case studies to go through, please, here, Kevin. And this is a project done on St. Joseph's Road in Sheffield. Please talk us through this one.
Yeah, this was a project that we did over in Sheffield. There was a business arrangement between Colin and the landowner, where the landowner put the land in and we actually developed it, and as on the sales completed, the landowner got his land paid for. The development went very well, sold very well and completed, and it was a good development all around for everybody.
And the second project I've got for you is Cheapside Chambers. What did you do on this one?
This was a mixture of apartments and houses. That again, the apartments is the bottom slide, where we renovated an old building and converted them into apartments, and there's some new build on there as well. But the whole job again went extremely well and sold very impressively and very quickly.
So returning back to this project then, numbers 2 through to 8 in Churchgate. This is the 4th phase of an estimated 6-phase raise, totaling £2.375 million. The first 3 phases raise was for £929,000. This 4th raise is for £500,000. Bricks have verified the market value pre-start on site at £470,000, and they verified the gross development value to be £3.84 million. The estimated construction costs are £2,065,000. The initial amount drawn down on day 1 was £329,000, which was a loan to value of 70%. Lenders are going to be paid interest at the rate of 8% per annum equivalent. It's rolled up and paid at the exit. The loan period on this phase is for approximately 10 months. The targeted start of this phase for the loan is the week commencing the 31st of August 2020. Remember, the exit strategy is to sell the apartments. Many of them have already been reserved, as you heard Kevin telling us earlier. Marketing has already commenced, and the capital interest, remember, is going to be paid on exit. It's secured already with the first charge security, and that's in place against the property at Land Registry. So thanks for explaining this project to us, Kevin. The next steps are to make sure that you understand the loan, carry out your own due diligence on the project, and then decide how much you would like to lend. CrowdProperty.com is the place to be to pledge on launch. The necessary anti-money laundering checks will be carried out, and then you'll be invited to send your funds to your own online e-wallet, and you'll start earning that interest on completion of the loan agreement. So this is the phase 4, which is for £500,000, please, towards the project at 2 through to 8, Churchgate in Stockport, just outside of Manchester, SK1 1YA. Thank you for watching this webinar. We look forward to you joining us again soon here at CrowdProperty.com.